Hello and welcome to our WrestleMania review. My name is Liam and I'm here with my good friend Tom.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, we're pretty much just gonna go match by match, give our thoughts. Do you want to give like a star rating or something, or like a grade for each match as well, just for a
Uh,
bit of shits and gigs?
yeah, sure. Um, we can do like an A to like a A or something, or even if just like a out
Yeah,
of 10.
let's do E to A plus or F to A plus. Just gives you a bit of leeway either way.
Yeah, A
Okay.
plus or S, either one.
Yeah. If you want to go S, if you think it's better than an A plus, yeah.
I don't know. It'll be the same. I think it'll just be like a. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Like a. Oh, we went to do A plus. Sorry, I said S.
No,
You
no,
know what
no,
I
no,
mean?
no, no, no. They're different things. No, I'm saying it right now. If there's a difference between A plus and S, right? I'm calling it now. Right?
All right,
If
all
something's
right.
S, it's fucking. All right. All right. Let's start with
All right,
Becky
all right.
versus Rhea Ripley. What do you
Was
think?
a. I reckon it was a very good match.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember it. It was the first one I watched. Obviously, it's the one I have probably one of the least amounts of recollections about, but I do remember it being very, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, it was technically very good.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I don't really have too much to say about it, but I did like it.
yeah. What is it? Rhea just I can't remember what she did exactly, but I know she was doing some great moves. There was one her first Riptide. I think it was her first Riptide where she did some like flipped Becky in some weird way and like to put her into the Riptide out of nowhere. That was sick. The like
Yeah.
Riptide buckle bomb kind of thing she
Oh,
did.
that was cool.
That was cool, and then put her into an actual Riptide. That was really clean. I liked that. Trying to remember exactly what else happened.
My
Becky
favorite part
was
of the
really good.
match, my favorite part of the match was definitely when we couldn't tell if it was Rhea during the walkout at the beginning because the singer looked identical.
Yeah, for a split second, we thought Rhea was singing her own walkout theme. That was that was funny. Like all of us are sitting there, just going like, "Wait, is that No, okay, hang on, that's someone else."
No, that is the singer. Okay.
That was great. Um, yeah, really good match. I think people going into the match, I think a lot of people were giving Becky a lot of crap, but I think she definitely showed why she is who she is and why she deserved that spot.
It's even more impressive, like following, like once you find out that Rhea had had a panic attack before the match, and that Becky apparently had like strep throat, something that was really sick
Yeah.
on
I
her
was
feet for
gonna
the
say
entire
that.
match.
Yeah. So that
So it's
makes it
like
way more
it
impressive.
it does like add a bit of context to like whatever the few shortfalls in the match were, and that they were both just they probably weren't 100% ready for the match, but
Yeah. But yeah, even take that into account. Like even if you take that away, it still was still a very good
yeah,
match. They
like
achieved everything they wanted to achieve.
you wouldn't have known that Becky was sick or
Yeah,
that
no,
Rhea had
no
had a panic
shot.
attack before.
No shot. They smashed it out. It was a great way to open the show as well.
Yeah, it was
Instantly.
very good. And it
Yeah.
got the clip. It was one of the most. The crowd was behind it the most, I reckon, of the matches. Probably
I
because it was the warmest at that point.
Yeah, they just opened, so they were getting ready.
That'd be one of my like only real about most of the matches that the crowd didn't feel too behind it for at least night one.
Yeah, I like to give them the benefit of the doubt in the sense of it being the open arena. So like I heard
Yeah,
from a few people that were in there, they said they thought it was pretty loud. Um,
it was like all the reactions to Elimination Chamber.
yeah,
It
like
was it was very loud in the arena, but it didn't
yes,
really pick through onto the cameras.
yes. Both of us being Australian, of course, we had to be at Elimination Chamber, so
Yeah,
we in person it was really loud, but then even us watching the replays back, we could see that it was nowhere near as loud.
yeah,
Um,
like
yeah. So
in comparison, yeah.
I assume there's a similar thing in Philly. But yeah, okay. Grade. What grade are you giving this match?
I'd give it a B.
Okay.
It was a solid match. It opened it up well, but It wasn't the best match on the night or on the card,
Yeah, I think
but it was solid.
yeah, I'll be a bit more lenient. I think I'll give it a B plus. I really enjoyed it.
I was thinking B plus. I was just trying to keep it very neutral just for the first one.
Yeah, I'm thinking of because we'll go B pluses, B minuses, A minuses for other stuff. So we'll have plenty of things to work with. But yeah, I'll give this one a B plus. This was fun. Great way to open the show.
Yeah.
All right, next match. What's it called? Six pack
The
ladder
six
match.
pack ladder, the 6-pack tag team ladder match.
The
Oh
absolute
my
chaos.
god.
Oh
Oh
boy,
my god.
Grayson Waller
Grayson Waller.
grabbing the
The,
SmackDown tag titles.
and then immediately being put through a ladder. That hurt me. You couldn't let him have his moment, man.
Give him a few seconds at least, please.
Uh,
This was a fun match. This was like the
I
perfect. This was a great
it was
match to have without having to do like any build for it whatsoever.
yes. It was my match of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the most fun match I had watching I had.
Yeah, I think
Of night one. I'm gonna specify of
yeah
night
of
one.
night one. Yeah, well, yeah of the night, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was one of the best, just because it's always chaos in ladder matches.
You can't really go
And then
wrong.
you have 12 people. 12 people in it. You have two separate belts they're going for. They're not just going for the one set.
Yeah.
It was great, especially R-Truth's a national treasure. I fucking love that man. It was when we were watching it. It was fucking just we were dying laughing.
Bro, when
It was so funny.
when he's going for the tag,
the hot tag, and then he just hits all fucking 5 of Cena's moves of doom. Puts Finn Balor through the ladder with an AA. Oh man!
all
And
I'm
then
saying,
pins him to win.
dude, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. I
And
think
then you have the
it was pretty much guaranteed that you had to have Truth was gonna take those fucking Raw belts. There was like no doubt.
Oh, it was. I also loved him still thinking that DIY are DX.
Yep.
And so he's telling Johnny Gargano tune up the banjos.
Yep.
And then that fucking awesome lift up pedigree by Ciampa.
Oh man.
Oh, and then the 2 moves they pulled off the top of the ladder, air raid siren.
Yep. Yeah.
And the DDT through the table off the top rope.
Bro, that's why I love I'm a strong DIY guy. The second they reunited, I popped so hard, right? I love DIY. I'm upset they didn't get the titles, but I'm not surprised, and I'm sure their time will come. But like those two,
I think it was the winners were the obvious choices.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I predicted Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
To be fair, I don't
but
think I
I
saw
did
a crazy amount of people predict Grayson and Austin.
I feel like before the SmackDown, if it was for splitting the titles, I think there was them. But if it was just like if they were still unified, I don't think that many predicted that.
Yeah.
I saw a fair amount of prediction for it.
Yeah, okay.
I know I chose Pete Dunne in that I believe I chose him for the prediction.
I think you did. I think so.
But I think that was just to be a little bit contrarian, and just because I think that they might have been, considering they did have the match for them at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, they had their chance.
I did consider they're a bit more the favourites just in the eyes, but I'm happy that Grayson Waller and Austin Theory won it.
Very happy. Very happy. Yeah. Nah, that match was sick. I think every single tag team got there. Although they didn't get like a crazy amount of time to shine each. Like, I think they had enough time to like at least everyone got at their own spot. And everyone got their own chance to like do something cool. Like that double moonsault off the ladder. That was sick.
Who was it on his shoulders? Was it Finn Balor? Tyler Bate, whoever he had on the shoulders, with the ladder on top.
Yeah, Tyler Bate with Finn
and
the
then
ladder. Yeah,
Kofi decides, I'm just gonna run in on this and get smacked in the face with the ladder.
Yeah, that was great. It was sick. That was a really, really fun match.
It was great.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Grade? What are you saying?
For me, it was an A+.
Okay.
simply because it wasn't my favorite. Like it was definitely the best of night one,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the best of WrestleMania.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It arguably could have been, but I don't think it's an S tier just because it's not the best one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll give it. I'm leaning towards just an A, only because I think maybe part of me wishes there was like it went for a little bit longer because it kind of felt like
Yeah,
they kind of Theory and Waller grabbed the SmackDown belts and there was like 3 or 4 more spots before. Like, I felt like there should have been more of a fight for those last belts. It seemed like
yeah,
some people got hit with some crazy moves and then they were just done for the next like 10-15 minutes, and it's like would have been cool to see a bit more of a
yeah,
brawl, but from what we got, it was great. So I'm easily an A minimum.
yeah. My only real gripe was that they didn't. I mean, I guess because they did have that many teams, but no one really got like their own like full entrance.
Yeah.
And also the New Catch Republic having the Awesome Truth
Yeah,
entrance.
that knocks it down alone. New Catch Republic were Awesome Truth for like a whole minute. That
So
was funny.
in terms of the match and the results, I give it an A plus. But like, I can see the A also being
Yeah.
arguable.
Yeah. No, it was very good. Definitely. I don't. I need to think. I'm not sure if it was my match. I think it was maybe just Edges as my match of the night
Mm.
for a few factors, but I think it was definitely close for some upcoming matches.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We've got Andrade and Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. This match was. It was, I mean, to be expected. It was a really good wrestling match, 100%.
Yeah. It was fun
Like,
to watch.
definitely fun to watch. I don't think there wasn't a single bit where like you're kind of sitting there like waiting for stuff to happen. Like, it was pretty much just go right from the get go.
Yeah.
Andrade, man, I'm so glad they put him in this match.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No.
he is so good. He is very good.
He, like I've seen, like, pretty sure what Santi said. I agree that he brought more weight, like to all the high flying stuff
Yeah,
that you don't see with like Santos or Ray. When they do it, they don't feel like they have like weight behind it. But when Andrade does it, because he's so big,
yeah,
it
yeah.
feels like the hits hit hard.
Yeah, just everything looks so much more brutal. Like,
Mm.
Andrade was definitely a great addition. Like, Dragon Lee's great, and I'm sure Dragon Lee would have cooked in his own right, but Andrade needed to be in that match, definitely.
Yeah, I think he added something different to the match that Dragon Lee just wouldn't have added.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And plus, like, he'd get the crowd so much more hyped, and he's just,
Mm.
as a performer, as in, like, not just wrestling as well, like, the way he kind of emotes, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I think you understand what I'm getting at. The way he, like,
Yeah,
emotes in the ring to get
his
the
body
crowd amped
language
up, his body
throughout.
language, yeah, it's just, you can tell he's a star. He's definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if I could easily see him having at least an IC run or a United States run in the very near
Yeah,
future. Like, he's at that level easily.
yeah, I know, I do agree. My only real gripe with the match, or I feel like the having them all of them ringside, like they had the one or two spots, but it didn't really feel like there was any point in having them ringside.
I,
Having like the LWO and Legado del Fantasma, because they didn't, like, for the
I,
most part they did just kind of sit and watch.
I think their involvement was good though. Like, I think the match definitely improved because they were there. That's my thing. Like,
Mm.
I know they were only involved for like towards the ending of the match, but that ending of the match was sick because they had some crazy spots. Like, we had the Joaquin Wild flying through the air, the springboard. Bloody
Yeah,
I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Humberto. Oh, was it Angel? Who knows? One of the one of them, just the absolute, like, the you don't see it that often, the suicide dive at that speed. Like, he flung himself out that ring full speed for a suicide dive. That was sick. I think someone did a moonsault from the top of the rope to the outside as well at some point. Like there was that last like 5 to 10 minutes was kind of hectic, and I think that the finish wouldn't have been that crazy if those guys weren't there. I think it may have been a bit of an anticlimactic finish. My only problem with the finish was like the fucking Philadelphia boys. Like,
yeah, the only reason I'm thinking that the one that I got right, which was the Kelsey brother, but thinking it was the other brother, the more popular one.
I'm like, I understand it. They're Philly players.
Yeah.
But like,
I would have much rather the match to have ended with like a Carlito heel turn than those guys coming in and
like it didn't even like
grabbing the chair instead of letting Dom use the chair.
Yeah, it was strange. Like especially, I understand. I don't know. Like it just doesn't make sense in the sense of like storyline as well. Like this is meant to be a really heated rivalry. And like it just doesn't make sense for like two random Philadelphia players to come and I say random, obviously I know they're not fucking random. I'm Australian though. I don't care about NFL, which is probably the same exact thoughts that a lot of people outside of the United States felt when those guys took their mask off.
Yeah.
Like we don't care.
It would have been like if for Australians content, it would be like if Buddy Lance Franklin had for some reason been at the WA and helped out.
Like
no reason for it. like
I understand. I understand for like a show that is in a certain country
or in a certain state or city.
Yeah, but like a little appearance that doesn't really affect the match, or if the match doesn't have that higher stakes. But like for a WrestleMania match with that high of a rivalry to be decided by two NFL players that have nothing to do with the match.
Yeah.
It was strange.
At least if it had been like last year's Dom vs. Ray where Bad Bunny interfered.
Yeah,
and it
that
led
makes
to
sense.
A match at Backlash.
Exactly.
In Puerto Rico.
That makes sense.
him and Damian Priest's home country. Then it makes sense. But we had two randos, in my opinion, like in the majority of the world's opinion, like who the fuck really gives a shit about the Philadelphia Eagles or NFL? I'm just going to be honest.
Sorry, Americans, but there's other countries.
It's not the most boring American sport. Baseball's got that covered, but it's not with basketball.
Sorry, baseball fans as well. Catching a stray real quick. Yeah, no, I mean, other than that ending, the rest of the match was really fucking good, really entertaining. I think I'd be content to give it. I don't think it was better than Becky Rhea, but it was also really good. I'd give it a B. It would be higher if the finish was better, to put bluntly.
See, because I agree. I think the finish let it down. I'm going to give it a.
I'm changing B minus.
B minus.
Yeah,
I'm giving it a B minus C plus, like in between there.
Yeah.
I think it was let down from being a B minus, but it was too good to be a C plus.
Yeah. I changed mine from a B to a B minus. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next, the best match on the whole card, and I'm sure no one would disagree.
With
Jimmy Uso versus Jay Uso.
Oh, and it just had the best fucking musical performance with it as well. Oh my god, Little Wayne can't rap. It actually set the tone of the match perfectly. You had a rapper that can't fucking rap properly, who was probably so high on lean that he didn't even know he was in Philadelphia. Leading to just the worst match of WrestleMania, period.
Tom, you can't
WrestleMania.
You can't get everyone who listens to rap to not like us, man. Come on.
I'm sorry. Look, I like rap. Little Wayne just ain't it anymore.
Yeah.
If I could understand what he was saying and he wasn't going the entire fucking song.
Let's just say I'm glad it was only like 10 seconds. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an acquired taste. It's interesting. I like rap. I listen to a lot of rap.
I like
personally,
I just didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't listen to Lil Wayne and stuff and similar vibes. I understand lyrically he's one of the GOATs.
But when you can't understand the lyrics, it's a bit hard to agree with that.
Probably just wasn't his greatest live performance. I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure he has better ones out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the match, which, in all honesty,
It was a match.
it wasn't that much better than the rap performance.
It wasn't great. There was 30 million super kicks. They didn't really tell a story throughout, I didn't feel.
No,
That the one moment where Jimmy was begging Jay not to kick him and then low blowed him.
that was literally the only story thing. Like, I think I understand that they would. My guess is they were trying to tell like a story of kind of them being equals, them being very similar. They've got the same move set because they were a tag team their whole life. Like, they're
But like
twins.
the whole point was that they're trying not like the whole point was that now that they're single stars, they're not the same. So
But
why would they then just be the same fighting?
see,
The
like,
people fighting each other.
I understand them having the same moveset because that just makes sense. They are the same person
Yeah.
in a sense. But it's just they just needed to tell a story throughout the match. They needed something more than just we're gonna super kick the shit out of each other. We're gonna have one little thing in the middle where Jay's gonna show a little bit of holding back, just for Jimmy to
Show that
capitalize.
he's the good guy.
And then that's gonna be that. Like, that's the only story thing, and then it just kind of ends. Like, it was a very anticlimactic ending as well. I don't remember being like shocked. I just remember it ending and being like, "Oh, it's over." Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it was
It was a match that definitely needed a
yeah.
stipulation, in my opinion.
If in our prediction video, I backed the fact that it didn't have a stipulation because in my mind I thought they were going to do more in the sense of like, these guys are brothers, throughout the match they're going to slowly like start to remember their brothers, and they're going to slowly reconcile through, they're living their dream, they're having their literal dream match. But they played nothing into that. Like,
Yeah.
there should have been some bit where they're like, "Yo, we're here, man. We're having our dream match. Like, let's do this. Let's go to war. Like, let's beat the crap out of each other. We're having our dream match." And it was just like, there was nothing.
Yeah, there was just nothing. It wasn't.
And like, everyone knows that those two are very capable of telling a story in the ring. We saw Jay versus Roman. Like, we've seen Jay and Jimmy versus Roman and Solo.
Yeah.
That match told an incredible story throughout it. That was one of the best matches of last year. And they just couldn't, they just did nothing close.
It was just a poor match.
It
There was just
was,
nothing going. If it hadn't been on the card, we could have had more time spent on better matches.
yeah, I think
Obviously, they had to tell it because that was one of the big storylines of the year.
they just missed the mark. Really, that's all it is. They just missed the whole point of it.
It was only one of the two matches, in my opinion, of the night that missed it. That missed the point of it entirely.
Yeah,
Or that I didn't enjoy.
that was the only match where, every other match I enjoyed personally. That match was the only one where I was just kind of like, I was just more confused. I was more waiting for something. It was like the whole time I'm sitting there waiting for something to happen, and then just nothing happened, and it ended, and I was kind of left confused more than anything.
I remember saying out loud when the match finished, that was a match.
Yeah.
And then getting up to go and get a drink.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't care.
Yeah, it was like, we celebrated a little bit because our friend's favorite wrestler is Jay, and that was it.
Yeah, even he was like disappointed.
Even he was just like,
he's
yay!
very easy to please for the most part.
His reaction, I think, was literally like, "Yay!" and then he moved
Yay.
on.
Yeah. It was just, yay, J won.
Yeah. Okay. Well, grade.
I'm giving it a D.
I won't give it an F because, like, it could have been worse. I won't argue that. It definitely could have been worse. But
well,
yeah,
the whole point is that in my head, I could see obvious ways to improve it.
100%.
However, it wasn't a passing grade on that one. It'd be a D for me. I'd
have to give it a D as well. I think, yeah, it's missed. It just missed the mark. It's as simple as that. Really. Yeah. All right. moving on to, we have the 6-woman tag match with Bianca, with Naomi and Jade versus Damage Control.
Kairi, Asuka, Dakota.
This
was a good match.
This was a very good match.
It just needed more time, personally.
Yeah,
but for the time it had,
it was very short.
Everyone looked good coming out of it.
Yeah.
Especially Jade, who this match was definitely set up to make look really good.
Yeah, it was very literally the entire match was just a build up to that Jade tag. But it was a very good build up to that Jade tag. Like, there was no point throughout that match where you were bored. It was action throughout the... I'm not sure the exact distance of the match. I think it was under 15 minutes, if I'm not wrong.
It was like a 6-minute match. If I look, it's an 8-minute match.
It's an 8-minute match, yeah.
I don't think that includes like entrances in that as well.
Yeah, right.
So I think it was about a 6-minute match because I think Santi did the math and it was about 1:30 for each woman.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of those entrances, all of them, Damage Control and the big three, right? All of them sick entrances. Yeah, their entrances alone could have carried the match.
Sick. And the outfits were sick as well.
The outfits. It was. I always say it. That's one thing that I think the women's division does so much better than the men's division is the fits, man. Every single time their gear is sick, is so on point, and there's only like a few men that really compete that are on a similar level for gear. I think
the thing is that most of the dudes, they have their look and they stick to it.
Yeah.
Or like they make that look cooler for special events. Like Cody always has the same type of jacket on, but he changes what the jacket sort of looks like for each match.
Yeah. Like, I understand it's not very easy for men to wear as extravagant things as the women, but like,
especially because they end up taking it all off before the match anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas the girls pretty much have to wrestle in what they walk out to. They might have a jacket they take off comparatively, but they do it better than the men for the most part. I do agree.
I understand that is just an aspect of a man is probably not going to look as great as some of the women will do in certain things, but like, I mean, as much as people love to clown Seth, like, I don't care. I fucking love Seth's gear. Every time he walks out with some goofy shit, I'm like, hell yeah, dude. That shit's goofy and I love it. Like instant, the second Seth walked out with that massive gold jacket with the blue thing, like, I'm not going to say that I knew what the fuck he was wearing, but I'm like, hell yeah, dude. That's sick.
I think he's also one of the only people that I reckon could actually pull it off.
100%.
Just because he leans into the character of it.
Exactly. And that's
like, I don't think someone like Gunther could pull it off, but Seth definitely can.
Oh, I don't know, man. Gunther, I think he could pull it off. If I see Gunther walking out in that big gold jacket, man.
Big gold jacket with this blue thing while he's doing his just traditional walk.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing the full with the posture, puts his hands over like his whole like normal walkout. Dun dun dun, stands up straight and tall with his goofy ass jacket on.
I'd laugh because it'd just fucking rip on him. It'd just break.
Dude, you should make it in your universe mode. Just give him some custom gear on one of his walkouts. It's his WrestleMania gear. It's just the goofiest outfit imaginable. Anyway, we've gone off on a bit of a tangent.
Back to the match.
Sick match. I think one of my favorite spots was Kairi doing her insane elbow to the outside on Naomi. That was sick.
I love Kairi, man.
Kairi's so great. I'm so glad she's back. She's been cooking.
I wish I was the umbrella sometimes. It was an out-of-pocket thing for me to say at the time, but hey.
We won't delve into that.
No. My only gripe with the match is that I reckon it would have been cooler if it was longer.
Yeah, I think everyone got their chance to show off. Like, Naomi did a great job of selling Damage Control's moves. Bianca looked strong as always, and Jade, of course, just came in. She was in there for like a minute and a half and just crushed everyone. The way that the second she stepped in, Kairi and Asuka just... I can't remember who was in the ring at the time. But whoever was in the ring was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm
We're
pretty sure it was
screwed.
us. I think it was both of them were in the ring for some reason.
Yeah.
And they both just looked like, oh, fuck, here we go.
They're like, oh, okay, well, this match is over. We had fun.
Yeah.
It was
Uh,
short but sweet.
yeah. In terms of the grading, I reckon it was a B plus to an A.
Yeah, yeah.
It was from what I had was enjoyable. I wish it was longer.
Yeah, I
It's the
think,
only thing holding it back from being a higher grade, personally.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it was just around on par with Becky Rhea, so I'm happy to give it a B plus.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I'll go with the B plus as well for that one.
yeah. So I think I'll go B plus. All right. Now this will be the first match that me and you are going to have some very different opinions on, and I'm sure there is zero
Uh,
bias behind any of the opinions as well.
oh, so
Sammy
we're
versus
talking.
Gunther.
So I'm gonna be open. The match was fucking great.
Yep.
It was a banger because you have the main the two like best wrestlers, two of the best wrestlers. You had Sammy, who is always puts on a performance and always tells the story of the match really well. And you have Gunther, who I don't think has put on had a bad match
Never.
in his
It's impossible.
in his main roster run. He hasn't had a bad match.
It's impossible. It's not in his locker.
My issue was the finish. Not that just because Gunther lost. I'm a big Gunther fan. I reckon he probably should have won there. But it's more because of what the loss meant in terms of what they could have done with that loss. I like Sammy. I just don't think Sammy needed to beat Gunther at WrestleMania. I feel like that could have been used to elevate someone else.
Okay.
That's my personal thoughts on the matter. Like the
Yeah.
match, I'm fine with if it had been a loss. I can deal with that. Like it's a bit saddening. I just think that what the loss meant wasn't what they should have done personally.
Yeah. No, I definitely respect that. I definitely I agree. The match was sick. It was a very good match. I think this was, of all matches, I think this was for me in contention for match of the night. The only I think it probably is just second for me, but it was a very good match.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely second of the night for me in terms of the match and the storytelling behind the match. The finish just let it down for me.
Yeah, I'll partially agree with you on the finish in the fact of I'm not upset that Sammy won. I think Sammy is someone who, although he doesn't need the belt, I think he is someone who is he is someone who is perfect to be. I can see him being a transitional champion. I don't see him
Yeah,
holding this belt for a very long time. Obviously, I don't think this will be a year-long reign, but I think he's someone who is perfect to be. He's a similar star level to Gunther. They're very similar. He's someone who it is believable that he could beat Gunther, and he's also someone who isn't. I think Gunther obviously now is his next step is going to that main event title scene, that main event
yeah.
picture. That's his next step. So I feel like Sammy is someone who can be that perfect interchange where he can pretty much take off from where Gunther left off. I think Sammy getting that doesn't decrease the value of the belt. I also don't think it raises the value of the belt, but it's someone
I think
who
it
he
just
can
leaves
take.
it in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. He can leave it in the middle and he can take that belt, and then whoever takes it off of Sammy can be the one who it'll lift up the belt, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't think it's. I think there's a very good chance that, they're already hinting at it on Raw that obviously Sammy's going to verse Gable next week on Raw.
Yeah, I don't think he loses it there.
Yeah, I don't think he will lose to Gable, but I also see. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I had an inkling of Gable losing that match, and then maybe I'm not going to say he turns outright heel, but I can see him getting a little bit more like, oh, what the hell, man? I need this belt. Like, I keep losing. What more do I need to do? But yeah, I think Sammy's a perfect person where he can take that belt, and you can let Gunther go off and do his main thing, and then Sammy can take what Gunther's built, continue on that flow, and then whoever takes it off of Sammy will be the one to get that like that push, or it can build up.
Mm.
Sammy can build up the next guy, if that makes sense. Like I don't think.
See, Sammy was one of the only people that could take the belt after Gunther, just because of how Gunther had built it up.
Yeah,
I just think that the value of being the first person to beat Gunther by pinfall, and then also take his championship away from him,
100%.
and then his streak, I feel like that value could have been used more to elevate someone else now,
Yeah,
rather than necessarily for it to just kind of sit there for a bit and then benefit someone later. Because I think we're at a point where there's enough people that could have benefited with the win now than there would be in, say, 2-3 months' time.
yeah.
But I could also be proved wrong by that. I probably will be proved wrong by that.
Yeah, no, I mean, if there's anything that we know right now, it is to, whenever we disagree with something, we're in an era where it's like, let them cook. Like, yeah. I'm sure...
If this had been a year ago, I would have been more furious.
You'd been vexed, yeah.
Because I know that it would have been probably a Vince idea, and it would have just ended with Gunther being
it would have just been like a...
chase you or something.
Would have been just like a spur of the moment, like, fuck it, let Sammy win. We'll figure it out. But, like, there's definitely something planned for Sammy, and, like, I don't know how much you saw of Raw, but, bro, the pop... Sammy got a pop, man. The crowd were hot for him.
I couldn't watch that part. Other than when Imperium came out, I couldn't watch it. It was heartbreaking, man.
Fair enough.
It didn't look right. That title only belongs to Gunther, man.
Yeah, no, from watching it, like, I was stunned. Like, he got the same pop as Cody. Like, Sammy is that guy. Like, I think a lot of people have forgotten kind of that Sammy is that guy. Like, Sammy is a main event player easily, and like, he can, honestly, like, I'm not gonna say that he can, but I'm saying there's a chance that he might even be able to elevate that belt just a little bit more. Like, Sammy is like, he's one of the only people where every single time he's on the mic, I'm never bored. Like, there's certain people, like, sometimes Cody can drag on a little bit. Sometimes Seth or someone, they can drag on a little bit. And sometimes you get a little bit bored. Sammy's one of the only people who just go, he can go on for 10 minutes. I'm sitting there, I'm locked in. Like, I can listen to that man speak for 20 minutes straight. So I'm sure Sammy's going to do incredible things with that belt in however long he holds it for.
Yeah. There was two things that I did like about the ending. I did like that they clearly told the story that Gunther got distracted and lost what would have been the edge he had against Sammy, which was that he wasn't going to stop. And then it took Sammy literally pulling out what is probably an illegal move for the most part to beat him. Like, what would have been an illegal move a year ago. What he would not have been allowed to do.
Yeah, a move that he hasn't used since he was I don't know.
Since before El Generico died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Right.
But yeah, like, it was a move that in Vince's WWE he would never have been allowed to do.
Yeah.
Just because of the danger involved. But Sammy can pull it off. Clearly he can pull it off.
Yeah, I think that was that move. I think all of us were just like, at first it was a split second of confusion, and then the next like 5 seconds afterwards, like, holy shit, that was sick. What the hell did we just see?
Like, it was like the first few times we saw it, like the first time we saw it was like, was that a botch? Did he fuck this up?
And then like it was like,
no, that was intentional.
You're like, oh shit, that was awesome. That was sick. Yeah, I think my only big problem match-wise, not big problem, very small problem match-wise, was like, I think it would have been nice to have a bit longer of like a bit more of a back and forth in the sense of like when Sammy like had his like rebirth, it kind of felt like he had his rebirth and then Gunther was done in like what felt like just only a couple moves. I think it would have been cooler to be like them, especially because Gunther was intense back and forth for like 5 minutes and then he hits those finishing moves and then it's over. I think that would have been a bit better. I think
especially since he'd literally just been powerbombed like 4 times. He'd been flattened about 4 times. He held a sleeper in for like 2 minutes straight. And then all of a sudden, bang, he's up. Haluva kick, brain buster, haluva kick, done.
Yeah. Like it makes
It felt a
sense
bit
that
rushed, the ending.
it makes sense that that would finish someone, but it's a very small thing, but it would have been nice to see like a bit more of an
Mm.
intense back and forth to like really show that like Sammy going to his absolute limit to like make sure he wins this match. I will say I did like the fact that the whole what they showed of Gable's training. They made sure to like show the
To add that into the
add that into
whole
the
story of the
match.
match, yeah.
Yeah, like you could see Sammy going through what he went through with Gable.
Yeah.
That was
The
great.
sleeper into the drag and all that.
Yeah, so yeah, overall, grade wise, for me this was an A, easily an A, close to an A plus. But yeah, like I said, just that little thing with the finish for me. I think the finish could have been a bit more back and forthy, a bit more intense. But that's just a personal opinion. Like I'm sure if you give it an A plus, if anyone gives it an A plus or even an S, like I will not bat an eye. I'll be like, yeah, fair enough. Honestly, fair enough. It was a great match.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely for me. It was an A.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like the loss could have been more for someone else.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the only thing that drags it down for me. And also because it was my favorite wrestler losing his belt and his streak at WrestleMania.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you know what?
Because I couldn't watch him win it fucking last year. And the moment I can watch him win this year, he's fucking lost it. That annoyed me.
It's alright. Now you can wait for him to win the main belt instead.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
That's the only thing that's keeping me going.
Alright. We've yapped on about that one long enough. On to the main event. Bloodline, The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I'll let you go first, my friend.
It was an interesting match. It definitely had me hooked more than I thought it was going to have me hooked.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where it's kind of like don't know how to explain it. It's that typical Roman bloodline match where it starts off slow, builds up, and then has just a big ending.
Yeah. I'm still like I sometimes I don't understand it while it's one of those things where like while you're in the moment, at least for me, while I'm in the moment of especially this match, like those first 10-15 minutes or whatever when basically nothing is happening.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my chair and I'm like fucking bored out of my mind. But then
no, I agree.
But then once it gets going, like it gets going. It's just those first 10-15 minutes can really be a fucking struggle to get through. But then once it cooks, like it's incredible. Like it's television, it's storytelling, it's all of the above. I mean, first off, The Rock. I think everyone's got to give The Rock his flowers. Like, no one expected that kind of a performance from him, and he nailed it. Like,
I think he looked better than he had when he that was the best looking Rock I've ever seen.
Like I loved the whole playing into the CEO thing where he tells the ref, "It's like you count, you're fired." That was awesome. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. It's kind of obvious that he would use his CEO powers, but the fact they made such a big deal of it and being like, yeah, like if you follow the rules, ref, even though this is a sanctioned, this is a normal match, there should be rules.
Yeah.
This is now a no rules match, but only for us.
Yeah.
Like that's great. That was awesome. It was a great match. The ending was awesome. I think.
Yeah. It was the predictable ending.
Yeah, definitely the predictable ending, but I don't think I
feel like if they
complain about that.
Yeah. Like if they hadn't had that ending, it wouldn't have made the night 2 match as good.
Yeah, it had to have that ending.
Yeah. It had to set up night 2 as this do or die. Everything's stacked against you now, Cody.
And then to have
match.
To have Rock pin Cody as well to kind of like I'm sure that's going to lead towards a Rock versus Cody match at some point in the future.
Well,
if the Rock's still
what was said on
willing and able.
on Raw,
exactly.
The Raw after WrestleMania where he's gone, when I come back, I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
Remember, I beat you night one.
yeah, exactly. So I think that's something to look forward to for sure. Um, yeah, it's funny. I'm trying to think of. I can't. Oh yeah, The Rock going through the announce table. I did not expect.
That was a surprise. I didn't think he'd take a bump like that.
No, I was like, of all people going through the announce table or going through a table, The Rock was probably the last on my list out of the four of them.
The one thing I was waiting because obviously the whole joke had been Mama Rhodes' his belt, and I'm gonna put the blood and the tears and the sweat and the blood and the tears and the tears and the blood all over it, and then he just didn't.
Yeah, I think that did come into play a little bit on night two, though.
It became
It,
more of a focal point, but
but it
like I was expecting
wasn't
him to
much.
like
Yeah,
if he was going to follow through on that whole thing, he wouldn't shut up about for like 3 weeks straight.
yeah,
It had to have been night one when he beat them.
yeah,
When he
nah,
could have made him bleed and he could have gotten Mama Rhodes' tears.
yeah, but yeah. No, I'm trying to think of
And it was probably like that. It was too long of a match only because that first half was kind of boring.
yeah. Like I know a lot of people don't mind it. It's just if you don't mind it, that's perfectly fine by you. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I understand
Yeah.
that is just how Roman Reigns matches work. For me personally, I would just prefer if it wasn't there. Like, for example, we'll get into it later, but like the night two main event was
Was
it kicked off and it went straight away. Like they were
yeah,
fighting
it
straight
was
away. There wasn't really much of that slow stuff. As
it,
instead,
it
this
had
one was
like
just like there was about 5 minutes of stare downs before anyone even hit each other.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, I
it's just one of those things.
see I'm not even against slow matches because I like Gunther's my favorite. And all his matches start off this slow, same slow methodical. But there's a lot more like technicality to it all. He tends to fight people that are a lot more technical based.
Yeah, so at least with
You
like
see,
Gunther's, when it's like slow, but it's like I'm gonna hit you with a hard move, then I'm gonna look at you for
yeah,
like 10-15 seconds, and I'm gonna absolutely
or
slam you again, and then I'm
or
gonna
I'm gonna take your hardest shot and then I'm gonna laugh it off in
yeah,
your face,
yeah, exactly. Whereas this is
or
just
I'm gonna
like
sell the hell out of it.
this is just like we're gonna stare at each other for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna like brawl for like 30 seconds, and then it's like, oh, that was intense. We better stare at each other for another 5 minutes now, just to get our breath back.
And my biggest gripe with all Roman matches and all Bloodline matches, they all start the same. They always start with a small test of strength, straight into a side headlocker, and then someone goes into the ropes, and then Roman shoulder charges them. And then it stays like that for about half an hour before the match actually gets started.
Yeah,
But like, it works. It clearly works. There's a reason why Roman was the top dog for so long.
yeah,
There's
no,
a reason
it's
why he was such a good heel. There's a reason why he was like everyone was like, happy to boo him and all that. It clearly worked.
yeah.
It just wasn't my. It's just not my style.
Yeah. It's almost like every time I like think about these matches, I just kind of like got a blank out at the start of it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
if like the I don't know how long the match went for. Like I'll say like the last 20 minutes. Don't take that literally. You know what I mean? The
I
point where
think
the
it
action
was in this
starts.
case. In this case, it was roughly 20 minutes.
Yeah, from the point that the action starts, that part was 10 out of
Pretty
10.
much
Like
the point where it devolves from a traditional tag match into them going to the outside and
yeah,
fighting each other. That's when it got good.
yeah. But, you know, I'll happily give this match. Ah, man.
For me, I reckon it's a B. It's not the greatest match of the night. It wasn't the worst.
Yeah,
The ending towards the end, if it had been split into two matches, the first match would have been a low grade, and the second one would have been a high grade. I think on average, if you take the whole match as a whole, the match as a whole, it's a bad B for me.
yeah. No, I think I'll give it a B plus. I think it was still a really good match. I was entertained the whole time, other than the start of the match, like I've said multiple times. um, it was a good match. It was definitely a great end to the night. It capped off everything perfectly.
Yeah,
Roman
set up
and
for night one perfectly.
yeah,
Night
Roman
two
and Brock
perfectly.
walking out with their belts and looking all strong and everything, and Seth is looking all beat up, ready for his match tomorrow. Same with Cody.
Cody, they remaking the shot of Cody from WrestleMania 39.
Yeah,
where he looks dejected and the bloodline is celebrating behind him.
All right, on to night 2. We start off with Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. What do you think?
So I watched this on my lunch break at work, and I sort of like accidentally skipped the first like move of the match. So I did go back and watch it, and it did make sense.
Yeah, just start. It achieved what it needed to achieve. It was a
Yeah,
solid
it
match. I had the
it showed
usual.
showed Drew as this strong person, like he's been trying to show everyone.
Yeah, and like
It
obviously
gave
it
him his
had.
moment.
Obviously, we had Seth just being beaten down. We had the
He had no
the
chance.
few spots. I like how it wasn't a squash match like initially thought it was going to be when
Mm,
Drew hit a claymore in the first second of the match.
yeah,
Um, I think for a second everyone was just like genuinely thought that was over, but we had our usual Super Seth, but finally someone was finally able to defeat Super Seth after like 12 claymores and however many minutes, however many
yeah.
strong hits.
It was made extra great by having Punk on commentary
Yeah,
because
Punk was great.
they were just chatting shit with each other. All three of them were just bitching to each other the entire match. It was great.
Both of them had awesome walkouts. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, I loved
I just
Seth's walkout with all the
wi-
with the funny looking people.
I just wish Drew would please bring back Broken Dreams, Drew, especially now. It'd be so fitting for your character now if you could bring that back.
See,
Oh my god.
my only thing with Broken Dreams is it's like the like start of it isn't as intense as his current theme. Like as a song, it's
Yeah,
way better. But like when Drew theme hits, when it's like dun dun dun, perfect representation. But it just goes straight away, so it's like straight intensity especially when he's like storming towards the ring. Whereas Broken
yeah.
Dreams starts off kind of slow. Like so I don't know. I just don't know if it works as much.
I don't know. I just like the song.
It's a
I'd like
very
to
good
hear it come
song.
back.
It would be
I
nice
just want it to
hear
come
it like
back.
come back on like a one off or something. Um, but I think people need to accept that it's probably never coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. It was a really good match. Um,
Obviously,
Even Seth had his few spots where I believe he hit a stomp at one point. He got a
but
few moves in, but like ultimately it was like yeah, Drew was pretty much guaranteed to win that match.
then at the end you had Seth going, "You deserve this, Drew.
Yeah, that was
Good
wholesome.
job, congrats."
That was wholesome.
And then him just being broken down and beaten,
Yeah,
which was sad to see because his
bro.
I
Like,
like I understand that the storytelling behind his championship end, but I feel like he should have gone out in a blaze of glory, not like like not like a it wasn't a complete whimper, but it wasn't a
I
strong.
it protects him. It protects him, and I think
Mm,
makes for a great way for him to come back and literally slot himself into any championship storyline or literally
yeah,
wherever he wants. He can literally just be like, "I'm him. I only lost my belt because I had to fight twice in 2 nights." Like,
yeah,
and like a lot of people said so many people were giving Seth crap about his title reign. I don't want to hear it. Every single match he put on, yes, some of them weren't 10 out of 10 bloody 5-star matches, but like man was on every show, man was defending regularly, like
yeah. He definitely made the belt his own.
yeah, and
He
like
made the belt mean something.
yeah, like you can't argue that. No one would give a shit about that belt. Like Seth built that belt from literally from the ground up. So
Yeah.
like no one would care about Damien having the belt if it wasn't for Seth. So
Or Drew having the belt if it wasn't for Seth. Or Shinsuke winning that belt if it
yeah,
wasn't for Seth.
exactly. So you know, and you go, yeah. Anyway, we had the Drew trying to rub it in Punk's face, which
Tweeting
like
out after winning the belt, saying, "Great day at work,"
yeah.
and then immediately rubbing it in CM Punk's face and having it blow up in his face.
Oh, it's just perfect. Like it really
See,
was.
I obviously I like it because it encapsulates his story of that he's clearly obsessed with Punk,
Yeah.
but he finally got his WrestleMania moment, and instead of enjoying it for what it was, he went and rubbed it in Punk's face,
It's
and it was
fucking
his downfall.
perfect. It's
Because
so good.
the whole thing of him telling Seth, "You focusing on the bloodline and not
Yep.
me, will be your downfall,"
Yep.
and then him being too focused on CM Punk at the ringside at commentary being his downfall
It's just
was a
perfect.
beautiful full circle on that entire storyline.
I just want to put in an early prediction. I know a lot of people think that Drew's gonna like either win the belt or do something. I think I have a feeling that Drew's thing. I'm not exactly sure on the timing, but I'm pretty sure Drew's match at Clash of the
Clash of the
Castle.
Castle.
I have a feeling it could involve Punk. Like I'm
I would like to see Punk somehow win the belt before him, and then him beat Punk at Clash of the Castle, and that be his big moment.
yeah, maybe.
But then again, I don't want to see Punk lose because I fucking love Punk.
I could also see to be honest, the more realistic thing would be I could see Drew winning the belt at Clash of the Castle, which then would lead to a Drew versus Punk at Mania, maybe.
Yeah.
And then who knows what Seth will do? Maybe it could be a triple threat with Seth. Maybe Seth is doing something else. Who knows? Um, Either way, there's so many options now. We already had on Raw today Seth, not Seth, sorry.
Drew versus Jay versus Ricochet
Yeah,
versus
it's CM Punk.
Bronson Reed.
CM Punk costing Drew the match and then just laughing at him.
But the
It's
best part
just
is it means CM Punk's well ahead of his injury recovery schedule, and he'll be back soon. A lot
maybe,
sooner than we. Well, he was using both his arms for it. He's clearly been cleared to at least do some light work. Compared to what he would have been like a month ago, he is well on track to coming back
maybe.
soon.
I wouldn't get too excited because he has done some very minor things. Like he couldn't even hit Drew with his right arm. He had to use his left hand to bloody do a very pathetic
Mm.
punch at at Mania. So I I wouldn't get too hopeful. He's probably a
I'm excited no matter what
oh
because it means
exactly.
Punk's more on TV and Punk's just in. He's just fun to watch.
He's just there. He's like he can't actually get hit by Drew, but like he can piss
He
him
can
off.
fuck with him.
He can fuck with him.
Oh, the
Exactly.
pissed off Drew is so fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And then to cap it all off, my boy Damian Priest cashing in
Remembers
successfully.
remembers how to use the belt. Remembers that the champion can be cashed in on.
He finally got the capture correct.
He
Ah,
didn't get blocked by anyone. I would have laughed if he somehow got blocked by Punk for no reason.
yeah, no, that just wouldn't make any
Just
sense.
just Punk's just a dick to everyone, so he just stops him from cashing
Punk's
in.
just like, hey, I really hate Drew, but I've got to defend him, man, for no
But
reason.
no, I want to beat him for the title.
But yeah, no,
But yeah,
I'm so glad it wasn't a foul. So many people predicting a foul cash, and I'm like, nah, there's no way, man. Especially over the last like month or two, they've been booking Damien to be really dominant in like every match he's been in. Like, especially the on the go. I think it was either the Go Home show or the show before. I think it was the Go Home Raw, where
WrestleMania.
he pretty much single handedly beat three other tag teams to win
Yeah,
that like fatal that 8-man tag match thing. Like,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I'm excited to see. I don't think Priest will have the belt for like a crazy amount of time.
No, I think he's got 2 months, 3 months, and
I
then
could see him
it's
holding it to at least Clash at the Castle. I wouldn't be shocked if there's a
so yeah,
Drew
that's a
Damien Clash
couple
at
of
the Castle.
months.
Yeah.
Clash of the Castle's July, I believe.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was a bit
It's
longer than that. I'm not sure.
it's not the next 5 of the next 6 PLEs are all overseas. So
Yeah. Well, because I know there's Backlash, there's Bash and Berlin at some point. Is Clash of the
will
Castle
take
before
place.
or after SummerSlam?
I think it's after. It's June 15th.
June 15th. Yeah. So we got yeah.
SummerSlam 2024 will be August 3rd, so it's before SummerSlam.
Right. Okay. Okay. I just assumed it was after because it was announced afterwards. All right.
So I think, yeah, so then it's SummerSlam and then Bash in Berlin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think King of the Ring falls in about where Night of Champions took place last year. So
Yeah, I forgot they announced that as well. That's cool.
so that'll be July.
Yeah.
So it'll go Backlash,
Money in the Bank.
Cash. Yes, maybe. Yeah. So Backlash, it'll be the end of this month. End of May will be Money in the Bank. Then Clash at the Castle. Then SummerSlam. Then Bash in Berlin.
I just realized Sami Zayn winning the
Oh, that
IC
means he
belt could.
probably won't be in Money in the Bank then, unless he
Yeah,
loses it before
exactly.
then.
Now I see Sami Zayn
Which,
just like main eventing that show with a fucking IC match.
hmm, yeah. All right, back to the prediction. Back to talking about WrestleMania. We got a bit distracted.
No, we never get distracted. We never yap. Yeah, nah. Overall, every single part of this match was awesome. I am giving
I
this fuck A plus. No, A plus. A plus. I'm giving it an A plus.
I'll give it an A. I think it was exactly what it needed to be. It was the right length. It didn't go on for too long. It opened the show exactly like how it should have been.
Yeah,
I'm I'm both glad that Priest cashed in and successfully, but I'm also kind of sad that Drew didn't get this moment that he's clearly been building up for so long. But I do see why they did it. It does increase his character's
it just makes his
glory
character
so much better.
even better. Yeah, it had to be done.
But it is sad that he was going on and on about how he had his WrestleMania moment in front of no fans, and the moment there's fans, he just doesn't take advantage of actually having it.
Yep. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Moving on. I'm also including
That's true.
including the whole cashing and everything as part of my grade because it's all part of the match. It's all part of
Yeah,
the
even if
segment.
it technically was after the match and then its own separate match, it was all one continuous shot of camera. So
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
The Pride versus Final Testament.
So I don't know if this is controversial, but I didn't like this match.
I
I
yeah
I felt very bored watching this match. It felt very slow and clumsy and awkward to me.
yeah. Um, I don't think
Like,
I don't remember to be honest, it wasn't very memorable other
mm,
than
I think there was the one spot where Dawkins jumped off the top rope or the corner onto the and nearly cleared the barricade.
that was Montez.
That was Montez, because no, because that's right, because he did the double shoulder barge before, and
Yeah.
then Montez jumped off. Yeah,
Yeah. So
and then they had the B-Fab Scarlet table spot, and then
yeah,
some
so
kendo sticks.
there was some
But
cool
that's
spots in between. 100%. I still think it was a good match. It was definitely more it was definitely leaning more towards like the this is a fun match rather than like this is a serious rivalry.
I mean, the whole point was that it was meant to be like the ladder match. It was just meant to be pure chaos.
Yeah.
But I personally, I thought it was very much better than the Jimmy J match. It was still just the second worst match of WrestleMania for me.
Okay. Fair, fair, fair.
I genuinely felt like skipping through it while I was sitting there watching it on my lunch break. I like every kendo shot from Karrion Kross felt really slow and awkward and clumsy. They were kind of like even like when they had the Authors of Pain standing in the ring and it was Karrion, they were pointing at Bobby Lashley and all that. It just felt like they didn't know what they were going to do next. Like they didn't know what to do.
I mean, Bobby Lashley doesn't even know how to set up a table apparently, so that was
Yeah.
interesting to watch. He kept on not sliding the thing down, so the table kept falling over. And the first time they tried to put, I can't remember who they tried to put on the table, but the first time they put them on there, that the table instantly broke because Bobby didn't set it up
Set it
properly.
up properly.
And then the next table, I was just watching it. Bobby still didn't set it up properly. It was just lucky that it didn't fall down.
Yeah.
And then whoever went through, I can't remember who. I think probably was Carrion.
Yeah, I think it was Karrion to what before the end of the match. Oh yeah, when they had right at the end when they had like Bubba Ray Dudley and all them doing
Yeah,
like the
like
what's
get
up
the
and shit.
tables.
Yeah, that was cool seeing Bubba Ray Dudley come back and actually like take on his character and that. But
Yeah.
like there was one moment I remember. It was I think it was all of the Final Testament was standing in the ring except Paul Ellering, and then BFAB comes out of nowhere and just attacks Scarlett. And obviously the dudes can't do anything about it. But they just kind of stood there awkwardly while it happened before they went to the table, and I just was just it just didn't feel like it was meant to happen.
Yeah, right.
It
Nah,
just it just felt weird to me. And then the whole Snoop Dogg getting like becoming like celebrating with them at the end and all that. Like I knew he was on commentary. It just felt weird. It didn't feel right to me.
okay. Yeah, I didn't really have any like particular dislike towards the match. I think it was solid. Like I think it was a good. I lean toward it being a good match. Like I'd give it, if I was to give it, I'll give it a grade right now. I'd give it a C,
Yeah,
leaning
a
towards a C plus.
a
Like
C minus for me personally.
yeah, like I still enjoyed it. I personally, I really wanted the Final Testament to win because
Yeah,
it
because now they look like
seems.
chumps.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's the main thing that I didn't like about it was like, yeah, they've only really succeeded in making the Final Testament not look like a serious faction. Like we already have like as much as I love the Judgment Day and the Judgment Day, they've got titles, they have success, but a lot of the time they're made to look like chumps, but that's because that's kind of their character. And it's
Yeah,
more,
the only
it's more Dom and JD that are
JD,
the ones that are made to look
but
like chumps.
like even for a run there, you had Finn looking like an idiot with the money, like with Damien sitting with the briefcase during that Finn Seth feud, where like Damien walks out and the briefcase is the reason why Finn loses.
Yeah.
Like I understand they was trying to like build to some tension between the group to make it look like, but they had the one moment with the Final Testament with the Authors of Pain when they beat the Street Profits in a tag match, and
Yeah, but
then that was it. They just kind of spent time like taking shots at each other, not actually having a match. And Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits as a faction with like as the Pride, that wasn't a they didn't look like a very good faction. Like they looked cool, but like they didn't do anything to make me feel like they were a good faction.
I just feel like I feel like going into it, I thought that Bobby and the Street Profits, they can look strong. Everyone knows what they're about. Like everyone
Yeah,
knows they're good. Like you could slot any of them anywhere. You could slot the Street Profits into a tag title match. You could slot Bobby Lashley into a world championship match, and no one would bat an eye. Whereas, with the Final Testament, I feel like they needed to build them up. Like
yeah,
they've brought back the Authors of Pain. They've made this new faction. They've got this new look. Karrion Kross is meant to be this scary, intimidating guy, but it's like you're not scary and intimidating if you lose every match.
yeah.
Like
If the only matches you can win are because for some reason the match starts and then just ends without a pin or a disqualification or anything.
Karrion Kross lost the match because the referee put some glasses on.
Yeah,
Like
and he and so like why have we built up the Authors of Pain of these big scary dudes, but like they've been taken out and they don't have an effect on the match after 5 minutes in.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it could have been better. I mean,
I feel like that
I just
the street fight stipulation would have been better used personally for that Jey Uso Jenna Uso match.
100%. In hindsight, 1000%.
They could have just had a regular tag team match, or they could have had a full match anyway match, or just a no DQ match, anything. They didn't need to shit 25 cents.
Yeah, like I'll definitely say it felt like a lot of the stipulations and like a lot of like the fact that the Dudley brother was the ref and the fact Snoop Dogg was on commentary was to kind of like try and make
Try
up
and
for the
hide
fact.
the weaknesses of the match. Yeah,
Well, not hide the weaknesses of the match, but just to make up for the fact that this match of all the matches probably is like the least deserving of a WrestleMania spot because the build
yeah,
wasn't that great. Like it was cool and all, but it had enough build to be on like a B tier pay per view. You know what I mean?
yeah. If this had been a backlash match, I would have understood.
Yeah, this was a backlash match or like a payback match or something like that. That would make
Yeah,
sense. But for a WrestleMania match, it just, to me, it was entertaining enough, but not more than like just a passing grade. Like I give it a C,
So
100%.
looking at the times, it says it was an 8-minute match. It felt like a 15-minute match.
Yeah,
For me,
it's
it
not
felt
good
very
when
slow.
such a short match feels longer than it was.
Yeah, like you compare it to a match that had about the same amount of time in the Jade Cargill, like the Big Three versus Damage Control match. That was really fast and felt good. This one was really slow and didn't feel that great.
And didn't they? Am I? No, never mind, never mind. I was going to say they didn't give them a proper walkout, but they did. Yeah, no, I mean that makes it even worse knowing that it was 8 minutes as well, knowing that they've made this scary new faction and then they've lost in 8 minutes.
8.5 minutes, yeah.
8.5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right.
we've yapped on about
C,
enough.
it's a C for me.
Yeah,
C for me.
C, just. All right. LA versus AJ. This was probably this was a good match. This
was a good match. It wasn't the greatest match. It did its job. I enjoyed it throughout.
Yeah. I think LA is definitely one of, if not LA Knight's best in-ring match for sure.
Yeah.
AJ was just being AJ.
He's great.
Yeah. It was just a really good match. LA Knight winning.
Yeah.
He had the pop from the crowd.
I mean, it did what it needed to do. It gave LA Knight a match at WrestleMania, which he should have had last year, probably.
Yeah.
It gave him a win, which he really needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
It was just a really solid, fun match.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't remember much of it. I just remember enjoying the whole thing. That's most of it. I can't remember any like specific spots other than like I remember the start, just them just going at each other. But
yeah, all I know is that I needed this match after the previous match.
Yeah,
it cleansed the palate.
Yeah, no, it was a good match. I'd give it a B.
Yeah, I'd give it a B or a C plus. No, I'd give it a B. It was enjoyable.
No, you know what? Meet halfway. B minus. In between a B and a C plus. Yeah,
I can agree that.
We'll go.
It wasn't minus. Thinking what was the B previously. It wasn't as good as Becky Rhea, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's about how I'd put it.
All right. Logan KO Randy.
This was a fun match. This was really good. I loved it.
Yeah, this was fun. We get the ISO Speed cameo of all people.
Every time I see that Prime bottle, I go, it's got to be Jake Paul this time. It's not KSI. I knew it wasn't going to be KSI this time. I was thinking, it's got to be Jake Paul.
Yep.
And then it was fucking, like, it opened up and I thought, wait, is it this KSI again? And then it showed his face a bit more clear and I went, that's fucking Speed. What the fuck?
Bro, like, I could have listed off like 100 people before I said Speed was the one in that bottle, I think. Like,
yeah, because it's so out of left field. Like, I didn't know that Speed and Logan Paul were close enough for that to happen.
I have a feeling that, like, Logan was just like, who's someone that's just, like, massive on the internet right now? Like,
and it would be happy to get fucking destroyed.
Yeah. Like, Speed is the perfect person. And plus, Speed is someone who's, like, very globally known as well. Like, he's known in a lot of countries outside of just like America. So he's
my one
perfect.
disappointment is that Speed ruined a fucking Randy Orton punt kick. We could have had a Randy Orton punt kick back.
God damn it,
against
Speed.
Logan Paul, but he dragged him out the fucking ring.
Dude, fun fact, all of that was actually unscripted. Speed actually wasn't meant to get involved in the match. Fun fact.
I'm not surprised. Randy did not look happy. Especially once he pushed him and started.
Imagine, bro. Oh, that was fucking funny as when he kicks it the first time and Speed just goes, oh.
Yeah, he just fucking goes flying.
He was not ready for that.
He's so fucking confused when Randy starts ripping the Prime bottle off him. And then I was hoping the table would break with the RKO. But I think there was a reason it didn't break because they needed that table for other things later on in the night.
I didn't confirm it, but like Dan and Brennan were fairly convinced that right before he got RKO'd, he said right before he got RKO'd on the table, he said Ronaldo better. Like I can't confirm or deny, but that's what they
I'll
said.
have to go back and watch it, but
Yeah, I'm like, if
I
he
didn't
did
even
that, that's
notice.
funny as if he actually
I
said
was
that.
just sitting there seeing him get lifted up onto the table going, oh no, here we go. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, this whole match was great from start to finish. Just like spots after spot. It was just a really fun,
It was
really great
fun.
match. I think
You had
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was just everything was it went exactly how it had to go.
Yeah,
Everything was spot on and perfect.
I can't think of like a single bit in that match where I was like not happy with what was happening. I think the whole thing was just great, entertaining
I
as.
do love I love that the Prime bottle with a YouTuber in it
It's just
is
a
gonna become
WrestleMania
a
theme.
it's gonna become just a thing in every WrestleMania with Logan Paul.
Has to.
And they're always gonna just eat shit.
Yeah.
Anyone that Logan Paul brings them to have fun in the ring
It's
just eats
just
shit.
they're just gonna get absolutely destroyed.
KSI twice, now Speed. Who's next?
Who's
Who's
next?
going to be the next big star? I can't wait for them to somehow have fucking Queso in there or something.
It's gonna be Sketch.
Oh my.
What's up, brother? Bang! Takes
What's
him
up,
out.
brother? And he does the fucking eagle thing while he'd give it away by accident because he'd do the eagle thing
Mid
not
walkout.
even no
The
well no
second he's
one's
on the
meant no one's
TV.
meant to know he's there. He'll just be walking, just randomly do the fist pound and then the fucking
Yeah.
eagle. And then be like, okay, Sketch is eating shit. This will be fun.
Yeah, nah, it is a great match. I part of me wants to give it like an A plus, but
Yep,
I don't know
I'm with you.
why. I
I
also don't want
I
to give it an A plus because
I think it was my third favorite match.
yeah. I think
It
I'll happily
wasn't
give it an
better than the
A.
tag match.
I'll happily give it an
Yeah,
A.
I wouldn't give it the same as the tag match just because the tag match was just brilliant.
Yeah,
But it was close. It wasn't too far off of it.
yeah. I'll give that shit an A, man.
I'll go agree. It's an A.
All right. The next
Bailey, you go.
match, honestly, you know what? You know what? No, okay. I need to take back everything I said. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about this earlier. Oh wait, what am I thinking? I don't know. No, I said the ladder match or the Sammy match was close to being my second favorite of the whole thing. No,
This is
Bailey
your
versus
second favorite?
EO. Bailey versus EO was my second favorite of the whole night. 100%. This match, I just really enjoyed it. It was a great match,
It was really good. I'm with you. It was really good.
and like I don't remember there wasn't really much story beats in the sense of. I mean, there was the short bit where EO was like did the fake like, oh, we're friends, and
And
then
then
just
punched her.
yeah, just smacked her in the face. But like it didn't need a story because that you could sense the animosity. Whereas like compared to Jimmy versus
Yeah.
Jay, where it was like this kind of slow super kick, like it didn't
Yeah.
feel like they hated each other.
Yeah,
Whereas
no, there was no long breaks between moves in this match,
yeah, it was just
like there was in the Jimmy J one.
yeah,
It was just bang, straight into this bang, 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 just
and like EO man, I'm fingers crossed. I mean she's so good. She's so young. I hope she has many title reigns in her
oh
still.
my
Like
god.
throughout the match, she was almost convincing me throughout the match that she should retain. Like
Yeah.
just she's so clean. That one reversal, I believe Bailey was going for a rose plant, and
Oh
then
yeah, and then
she
she
just does like
fucking
a handspring like front flip thing.
yeah.
It just
So
stands up and goes,
I thought that she was
yeah,
selling. I thought she was selling that
yeah.
until she landed on her feet and she was like hyping up the
She's
crowd.
like, I'm fine. That was
I
awesome.
genuinely thought that she like was selling it really well until she stood up and then Bailey was on the ground in pain.
But yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, that was kind of clean.
yeah, like even Bailey was pulling out moves that I hadn't seen her do like ever. Like personally, at least, I'm sure she's probably done
Yeah.
them before in history, but I personally haven't seen them. Like to preface, I've only been watching this like this is my first WrestleMania. Like,
Yeah,
that's how long I've been
this
watching.
is this is my second since coming back. Like I used to love it when I was like a little kid, like back in Jeff Hardy CM Punk, like that retirement match days.
Yeah,
But I haven't been a big fan of it for years and years. And this is like the year we've got really gotten into it.
yeah.
That I got us into it. Let's go me.
Go on, lad. Big
Because I
ups.
got into watching last year's WrestleMania Night One.
And
Because that was good fun.
oh man, no, big ups. But yeah, no, Bailey was pulling out some moves that haven't seen her do. She was doing some awesome stuff. I can't remember exactly, but I just
Oh,
remember being very impressed.
everything was on point. The presentation, like their ring gear, their entrances were so good.
Yeah, Bailey's. I assume she's got a new walkout theme. That was my
Yeah,
guess.
it is a
It's
new walkout theme. It's been changed a little bit. I
yeah.
think she was gonna have, from what I saw on Twitter, she was gonna have Paramore like do her entrance, and then they weren't available because of scheduling.
That would have been cool. That would have been
Because
very
she's a
sick.
big Paramore. Because like the promo package beforehand had one of their songs
Yeah,
backing
right.
it.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
sick. That would have been very cool.
yeah.
Um, yeah, no, Bailey getting the win, the pop from the crowd, like she got a moment. I believe heard that it was her first singles win at WrestleMania as well. Oh no, it was her first singles match at WrestleMania. That sounds wrong.
No,
Her first singles win. Her first singles title match? Her
did
first
she?
singles
Did she?
title win. It was one of the four. uh, I heard someone say that. I think Punk. I heard Punk say it on on an interview afterwards, like on a post interview somewhere. Um, but yeah, uh,
Yeah,
there was not a single part of this match I didn't like. I'm so glad. I will say I think I'm very happy that there was no interference from any damage
from
control
Damage Control.
because
Yeah.
it didn't need it.
No, it was it. I do get annoyed at like interferences at every fucking match,
Yeah, like sometimes it's
especially given
okay
what
if it's
was coming up
creative.
as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like
This had to have no
it was
interference.
exactly what it needed.
Yeah, this couldn't have
This,
interference, or else it wouldn't make sense to put it right next to the main event.
yeah,
You know, I mean, I'm straight away like, while thinking about it, like I initially forgot about it, but then seeing the names, and then thinking about the match, I'm like, okay, yeah, I completely
yeah,
forgot about this, but now I remember, and I'm like, yeah, this is A+ easily for me,
yeah. This
easy A+.
isn't. I agree. This is A plus. It wasn't. It was my third favorite behind the tag match,
Yeah, I think
but it was definitely a very like one of the top three. 100%. It was clear the
yeah,
top three.
this was definitely second favorite. It's close to my first favorite, honestly, but that's mainly a personal thing, just because of how much like Io Sky was for me
Oh,
like the first female wrestler
fucking
when
love Io.
when starting wrestling. Like she was the first one. I was like, she is awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just I like the Japanese style of wrestling.
it
Like
definitely
the New
helps.
Japan Stardom, the hard hitting, just full leather, go as hard as possible.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
Like all my favorite types of moves are stuff like power bombs, things that just look like they hurt really hard.
Yeah,
So I Io was easily Io and Asuka are like the two like favorite women wrestlers for me.
yeah. I will say as well. I didn't mention it in the 6-man match as well, but the Dakota Kai is, ever since she came back from an injury, because I didn't get a chance to see much of her when I first started watching.
Mm,
I only saw like a month or two of her when they were like feuding with Raquel and Liv. Like that's how long ago it was, and we didn't see much of her. Ever since
mm.
she's come back, like she has risen the ranks as like my top one of my favorite wrestlers. Like she is so awesome. Her
And I think
moveset
tag
is
matches
so like brutal. It's awesome.
and stuff like tag matches don't do some wrestlers justice. Like Io and Dakota when they were a tag were really good,
Yeah.
but singularly they're way better.
I mean, I wouldn't even
I think you can
necessarily
just
say that as well though. Like the 6-man tag match, like the Dakota got a chance. Like she was in there for a minute and a half,
yeah.
and she hit like 4-5, just like brutal looking moves. It's just like her moveset is just awesome. Same with like EO.
Mm,
Like obviously it's a
yeah,
lot easier to shine when it's just you, but I'm definitely looking forward and hoping for some kind of Bailey Dakota feud in the near future, which I'm sure will happen.
Yeah, we'll see how the draft goes.
I wouldn't be shocked if they split them just to like kind of leave them apart for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, A plus,
Yep, I will
very
agree.
good,
It's an A plus for me as well.
happy boy. Um,
Next, the final match of WrestleMania 40.
oh,
Roman versus Cody, the rematch from WrestleMania 30, 39.
uh,
And I'm just gonna say it straight out, the best match of the entire
it's
WrestleMania.
bro. It doesn't. It feels like a dream, dude. Like,
It felt like a fever dream watching it as well.
and like I already briefly mentioned it earlier, but like compared to the night one Roman match where there was like 15, 20 minutes of nothing, like this, they in this match they went straight away. Like this was
Yep.
action from the first second to the end. Like they stared at each other for like 3 seconds and was like, all right, let's fight. Like,
It still started out the same way like a typical Roman match does, the same moves. But they were a lot quicker with it. It
like
was a lot
they
more
just went
bang,
they just
bang,
went straight
bang.
into the match. Like they had a full like, again, I don't know the timings. To me it felt like this long, but they had a full 10, 15, 20 minute match of just them where they were
Yeah,
just
it,
going at
it
each other for
was
that long before we got that first interruption. And then that's when we went into the second phase where we went into the finish. But like
to
every aspect was just perfect.
yeah, it was the best way they could have done this match. It
100%.
was everything was flawless with it. The
And
entire time you're sitting there going, all right, you're enjoying the match, but in the back of your head you're going, all right, when did the
yeah,
bloodline show
when
up?
someone's coming, like it's not
When
over
does
yet,
it
someone's
start
coming.
occurring? I was looking at everyone in the crowd, like, is that Solo? Is that Jimmy? Like, when's it gonna happen? When's like any of this gonna happen?
And then we had the first thing with Jimmy. Then we had
Hell,
Jay come out to help him, and then we had the best part of the Jimmy versus Jay rivalry when Jay speared him off the fucking ramp through a table. Holy
like
shit!
they couldn't have done that in their actual fucking match, could they?
That
I'm still
was
so disappointed by that match. But fuck that match. Let's go on to the important shit.
that spot was sick. Then we had
And then
Solo,
Solo,
obviously,
oh my god, Solo come out,
and
him
then
hit the spike, and
yeah,
then the spear,
the spear
and then
spike combo
and then
thing.
the pin doesn't work, and then they do the spear spike, and he's still sitting there, and then he hears the ref go 2, and then he looks super annoyed. So for context, in that moment, I was sitting there and I was just singing to myself. I was just going, "Rat-ta-ta-ta, do 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 do," and then the fucking music hits. John Cena's back, runs to the ring, bold spot fully on display,
Has to
beautiful
be.
looking,
It's just
and just the did he hit the 5 moves of do? I can't remember. It was such a brute. Like
no, don't
he
think.
definitely
Oh,
he hit the attitude adjustment through the table. I know that much.
yeah, I did that. I don't think he did the full 5 moves, unless he
Ah,
did.
well, he might have. I don't know. I'm still thinking of Raw today as well, where he
Yeah,
did it
yeah.
with with Archer. That was great. Um,
Then
but
obviously,
yeah, then The Rock comes out, and you have shades of once in a lifetime and twice in a lifetime, where they copy the same head movements, where one looks to the crowd, one looks to the camera,
yep,
back at each other, opposite, and then you think, all right, here we go. This is going to be so good, and then just instantly rock bottom, bang.
yep. He's
Cena's out of
gone.
it,
He's gone.
and
The
then
Rock's just yelling at everyone,
and then you
calling
hear
people names.
then you hear it. S Shield, and then I've seen people online
Bro.
thinking that John Moxley came back. I didn't think that for a second because I just knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, so Dan was like 100% convinced that it was that John Moxley was about to come out, and like I can't even lie, a part of me was just like, I knew it probably wasn't gonna be John Moxley, but I was like, yeah, maybe it is. Obviously, it makes sense for it to be Seth. Like he said to Cody, "I will be your shield," and he literally was Roman's shield. Um,
Yeah,
but anyways, Roman runs there. Roman runs across. hits him with the Superman punch, takes out Seth straight away. Seth, man, poor guy. He's been beaten. He's been through the
And
war.
so
He's got nothing
in this
left.
moment, Rock is still there. And in my head, because obviously I've been seeing all the theories
Of
on the
course.
going on, and I'm just waiting for a certain glass shatter to sound. When what the fuck do I hear? But dong, and
Bro.
my fucking my autistic ass just went, holy shit, no fucking way. The Undertaker is on screen and he fucking puts Rock through the ring with a choke slam, and little
It's
kid me's
beautiful.
going, yes, 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 yes.
Bro, we popped so hard.
Oh man. I was alone in my room going, yeah.
Then he leaves. Then we come back and it's just Roman and Cody and a chair.
And
Roman picks up the
and
chair. He looks at
looks at
Cody
Cody,
and then
and
he
then he
sees
looks to the
Seth.
camera. And of course, because the whole story is that for 10 years he can't get over the fact that Seth put that chair into his back. He attacks Seth rather than going for his opponent,
Oh man,
and that costs him the match.
it's just a thing of beauty. It really is.
And it
Seth
caps
was.
off not just Cody's story, it caps off pretty well the Shield story. And
It's.
it's just, the more you think about it, the better it gets. It's just,
S.
it's it's an S. It's an S. It's the
S.
match of the night.
It
It
couldn't have
is.
been better.
I reckon it's one of the top three best ever WrestleMania matches. Just with
It's
all the context and oh my
yeah.
god.
Like I
The
can't give a judgment as to whether it's one of the best matches or manias of all time because I haven't seen other ones. But just definitely the best match I've ever seen as a wrestling fan. Like
yeah.
or one of actually to be fair it's hard to judge like in the moment like I'm sure later on like I'll still think of it like I still just remember watching Trick versus Ilya earlier this year. That match,
Mm,
honestly, I had to say that's probably still is my favorite match of the year because I've never fallen for more near falls than in that match. But yeah,
mm.
this match, this Cody versus Roman was just it was fucking perfect. Like S, yeah, nothing wrong
So
with it.
part of me was disappointed, obviously, that Stone Cold didn't show up. But then the longer I thought about it, the more it made sense for it to be Undertaker. Undertaker was the final boss of WrestleMania. What he was, what Rock was calling himself to be.
I didn't even think of that.
He's had, he's lost. He lost to Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman's previous advocate, client.
Yeah,
He lost to Roman. There's history there. He he was the leader of the locker room for so many years.
yeah,
It
it's
made sense
just
that he'd be the one to come and finally put down, like to put the one of the final nails in the coffin
yeah,
of the biggest threat in like the storyline of the locker room.
yeah. No, it's just
And the more I think about it, the more I see the connections in this entire story, and the better it gets in my eyes.
yeah, just yeah. I can't really say much else, man. Just S.
It was so good. I still sit here just thinking about it, going, "Holy shit, what a match!"
And then it leads us perfectly into this new era with Cody as
Exactly.
champ. I'm so excited, man. I
Even if it's
this
like it's gonna be a long run, but even if it isn't, it's the best way to have started it.
yeah, like just yeah.
Triple H is finally getting rid of all the little bits of Vince McMahon's work left, and he's finally making it all his own.
It's a thing of beauty. And I mean, yeah, I don't know.
It's I like
It's
it. I'm lost for words. It's just
for a
still
first,
so good.
yeah. Like for me, like for a first WrestleMania, like I'm my only fear now is that it can't be topped. Like, how do you top that?
I But it's one of those things where it's like,
I hope they
holy
do.
shit, they've done that. They're just getting started.
Yeah, legit though. Like you can't help but think, wow, it's
Like
just
that's the
getting better.
first WrestleMania that Triple H has been entirely in control of.
Yeah. And like they're already you
Um,
can already see them putting in like the little pieces to literally build towards next year's WrestleMania as well. Like
yeah,
it's just it's just great. It really is.
I can't say anything more about it other than it's peak.
Yep.
Oh
Well,
my god.
if you'll allow me, we may as well just I just want I think we've said what we need to about WrestleMania. Just while we're already here, just very briefly want to talk about Raw. Um, Starting off with an interesting Cody Rock segment, which was
That was very sexually charged, I'm not gonna lie.
it was a little strange.
It
I
was
don't.
very awkward,
Yeah, I think
especially with the "Can I hold your belt?"
yeah, it was. It was. I mean, I will say I'm glad to have the 10 minutes the 10-15 minutes a week back of my life that have been taken up every week by The Rock.
The Rock's staring at the crowd and
The
just
yeah,
soaking it in.
yeah, like I get it, bro, but please hurry up, man. Say something. Oh man,
Everyone, we could have a banger match in the time it takes for you to
bro,
fucking
legit,
say 3 words.
legit. Like half the women's matches are shorter than
And,
that. Like, come on.
and the worst part is it's on SmackDown, the fucking one with the less time. Come on, man. You're just being selfish, Rock.
I was, yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that segment was thing. There's nothing much to talk about. I was holding back tears while I was sitting at work watching the that Cody Rhodes tribute thing. I can't lie.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. I'm excited. We had some unexpected debuts, which got me very gassed.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Starting off with Ilya Dragunov versus Shinsuke, which was just a
And him
great match. Like
beating Shinsuke clean.
beating Shinsuke clean, an awesome match. Like that was sick.
And then Roxanne Perez also making her
Yeah,
debut.
Roxanne Perez. Like
Though,
fun fact
as
about
much
me,
as I like,
I love Roxanne. I think she's great. Like, I also
yeah.
love Indy as well.
But
Australian.
the fact that Elio had his first match against Shinsuke, while it was for Roxanne, it was Indy, who's not on a particular hot streak at the moment,
Oi,
was a bit sad.
no, don't. Let's not
Like I like
slander
Indy.
Indy. No,
I
I'm
like
not
Indy.
hearing it.
She
Okay?
could have had a stronger opponent to make her look stronger. That's
No,
all I'm saying.
Indy.
Yes.
They literally had a storyline, Tom. Indy is the
Yeah.
Indy literally took Roxanne's belt from her. That was literally the storyline they're telling. Okay,
I don't watch it.
shut up.
I didn't watch NXT.
Yeah, shut up. Okay, no Indy slander. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, as I was saying,
I'm not wrong.
it was really cool because they brought in an NXT storyline and they had Cole and McAfee explaining it as well, which was cool. I like that they went to the effort of doing that. But you know, the storyline was Roxanne was the champ. Then she got the belt stripped from her for medical reasons. Then they had a ladder match for the belt, and Indy won the belt. And so Roxanne didn't get her chance to get the belt back, literally until she versed Lyra. Like, that was her first chance at getting the belt back, and she got the belt back. And then her versing Indy was this kind of like, especially since Roxanne is this full heel now, you know, it made sense for Roxanne to be like, yeah, I want to get that chick that took the belt from me without even beating me. Like, it makes sense. It was it was a cool match. Roxanne was able to show off her moveset, at least very briefly. She hit it with a pop rocks, which I love. It's such a cool looking move, and Roxy just makes it look sick. And they also got to continue the Candice kind of just like sitting there. I love it. After the match, Candice just sitting on the side of the ring, just going like, "See, look at you, huh? Look what happens. You've lost again, huh? Don't you feel stupid?" Like that was just. I'm liking what they're doing with Candice, and I'm assuming they're probably gonna split those two up or something like that. Who knows? I like where it's going at least, so that's fun. What else happened? There was the. I feel like I'm forgetting something before
there was
the main event.
There was the tag match.
Yes, true.
With where you had Judgment Day showing off all their belts.
Yep.
And then you had the best member of Judgment Day, R-Truth, show off his new
belt. How could I forget?
And then the Miz him and the Miz have a 3-man tag match against JD, Dom, and Finn.
Yep.
And then who comes back again but R-Truth's childhood hero, John Cena.
Yeah.
And we have 3 of them hit the 5 moves of doom all at once.
That was
and
so
it's
funny.
Beautiful.
That was great.
And that's how they win the match. I love how he's just like, yeah, me and the guy we can't see. And everyone just thinks he's being goofy old Truth.
Goofy
and
old
then it's
Truth.
Actually John Cena.
It's little Jimmy. Oh man, yeah, no, that was funny. That was fun.
Yeah. Then you had Sammy and then Imperium coming out and insulting him. There wasn't any Gunther.
Dude.
Was it almost made it not worth watching?
I will say, I like how... I'm very curious to see where they go with it, because I like how they haven't just kind of like thrown away the Gable storyline, and I can see this going a lot, like going beyond just them having an intercontinental match next week. Like I see this kind of like being a constant thing of them being acquaintances somehow. Like, I'm not going to say that Sami Zayn should join Alpha Academy, but at this point he may as well be in Alpha Academy if you ask me. But
I also hope that we see more heelish tendencies from Gable.
I could see it happening.
See him become less of just the smiley, happy-go-lucky guy like he was for most of the year, and see him have more of that grit, because he is an Olympic wrestler. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
he's not a gold medalist, but he was an Olympic wrestler.
He is him. He's that guy.
Goated, and he can clearly pull off the character.
Yeah. Yeah.
As much as I love the Alpha Academy, I think Chad Gable genuinely, if he were to strike out on his own, he'd have probably a bit more success than being in the comedic group.
Yeah, but I think so. But I can see it still working with him in the group. It can be. It all depends how it's booked.
Yeah, I
see promise though. I still see. I still think that Gable's going to be a strong part of this storyline. To be honest, I can see it being like, we know Triple H loves his long-term storytelling. I can see this being a story well over a year of Gable kind of like being so close, you know what I mean? Like being so close to getting that championship, getting something, and then just falling flat, and then maybe eventually, who knows, at bloody WrestleMania, if the people are behind him by the time the next WrestleMania comes around, or even a PLE of any kind, if people are behind him, like, we know that Triple H, we know that the WWE nowadays, they listen to the people. So if the people are behind him, like, they're gonna give him that opportunity again. So I don't see Chad Gable. I know a lot of people were writing him off, and I feel like people are too quick to write people off nowadays. But like, if you're behind someone, like, they know what we like. Like they haven't really failed us yet on anyone. Like, I'm sure there's a few people I can't think of right now, but of recent history, like, if we like something, good shit tends to happen to them, at least for the most part, or at least eventually. So let them cook, I say. Let them cook. And then the main event,
Main event went hard.
that was a
You had
really good. That was a really good fatal four way. Holy crap!
the Drew promo
Yeah,
beforehand where he's just fucking pissed,
he's just
and he's going with the internet meme of calling Damian Priest like the bisexual Undertaker or the
legit.
Cuntertaker,
Yeah,
like
legit.
Gigi Dolan
Oh,
tweeted it out.
the Cuntertaker. Oh
I've
man.
been loving those tweets where it's like bisexual Undertaker and his twink boyfriend, and it's just him
Uh,
and the Finn. It's stupid, but it's
it's so
funny.
dumb. I actually can't believe that. I mean, I get it, but I can't believe that Drew actually said that.
Yeah,
Like,
like a bondage Undertaker, he called him.
yeah, like, oh my god.
I'd beat the shit out of you, but you'd probably like it.
That's wild. That's so funny though. And then the way he's
I'm just
just
like,
like storming around the ring, just like throwing shit, and while
I'm so
Jay's just
glad
coming out.
we're moving out of that super PG era
Yeah, I think I saw something like
to
Triple H
where
was
we
saying they're like, they're
when
meant
they
to
could have when they're
PG,
being
but
PG,
they're being more
they were
G.
just being yeah,
Yeah,
but they're moving more into they're being a bit more edgy. They're being a bit more out there, letting them say what they want,
yeah,
do what they want.
yeah.
I
It's
reckon
like
it's far better product when they're not trying to
100%, no doubt. As much as
like the
diarrhea
Rock's
Dwayne is such a great insult, like
uh, the Rock just telling a ref, "You better not count, or I will fucking fire you," is peak. It's so good.
it's
The
yeah,
Rock telling the fans to shut the fuck up rather than just saying, "Shut your candy asses up."
it's beautiful. It hits so much harder sometimes as well.
Yeah,
It's also like,
but
as long
then
as
that
it's not overused.
yeah. Well, it's been tastefully used. They haven't been
100%,
swearing in every sentence. The
100%.
Rock's been swearing a lot more than that. Probably than he probably needs to, but it still works because he's
Yeah,
an evil guy.
yeah, exactly. He's the boss. He can do what he wants. It fits his
Exactly.
character. He can swear as much as he wants. He's the boss. Like, it's
Yeah.
perfect. Um,
But then back to the Fatal Four Way.
yeah,
I
that
didn't
was
watch too much of the match,
it was a great
but from
match.
what I saw, it was good.
From
There
start to end,
was
it was great. Ricochet,
there,
I'm there was a part of time, there was a point in time where I was like, Ricochet's cool, he's fun to watch, but like I'm not fussed if he wins a title or if he's in that kind of picture or not. After the last few weeks, yeah, cool. Give him whatever he wants.
see.
Maybe not a main title, but like
I really like Ricochet. I just don't think he can talk to back it up.
it's the thing. It's
He
like,
needs a mouthpiece for me. Like he needs someone to do the talking for him,
yeah, I get that.
because
But
otherwise he's got no personality for me.
at the same time, like I wouldn't even care if they just gave him like a 1 month reign of some belt where he just puts on banger matches week after week and then just like loses the belt to someone. He doesn't need to talk. Like he's one of the only people where like genuinely he just talks in the ring and I'm not mad about it. Like I know his mic work's not great. I mean, I don't know. To me, he doesn't feel like someone who works in a faction, but he could do. I don't know. I've really enjoyed Ricochet lately. Not that it's a secret that he's good in the ring, but he's just
Yeah,
been like, I don't know why. It just seems like he's been that, just like, he's turned it up a little bit. Like, it's like he's been told, hey man, you can be a
you
little bit
gotta.
more brutal, you can hit a
Yeah,
little
you can be
harder.
even more free with it.
Yeah. And then I think Bronson Reed had a great showing. I wouldn't be surprised if there was people questioning why he was in that match, maybe with
Well,
Drew and Jay. Obviously, he
but he
won
did won
the.
the Andre the Giant Battle
Yeah,
Royale.
well, I was gonna say as well. There was probably people questioning as to why he won that.
I think
I think
he very much deserved to win it.
yeah, I think he
He
more.
should have been on the card for Elimination Chamber.
Oh, 100%.
Unfortunately, things didn't work out. There were more personal issues than like actual like
Yeah,
in-ring issues. Because he should have been in one of the matches clearly,
yeah. Oh, definitely.
and they think he's great. They had him beat Sammy 2 weeks running before the WrestleMania. They clearly have some idea of what they want to do with him.
Yeah. I would say my only weird thing with him is sometimes like with his like backstage promos,
Mm.
part of me just like when he's like trying to be like intimidating and like he's like, I will crush you and whatever. Part of me just I feel like it's not he doesn't do it with enough conviction. Like sometimes I just
Yeah,
don't
I think
believe what he's saying.
I think in real life he's just too nice of a guy to really effectively like play the heel.
But it's like the same as like I reckon he could do it easily. Like it's not impossible to do. Like I'm sure Roman Reigns is a very nice guy, but he's obviously a fucking incredible heel. Same with The Rock. The Rock is one of the nicest people in the world, and he's an incredible heel. It's just for some reason part of me like it's like the inflection in his voice almost just kind of like it. I get the feeling that he's trying to act tough rather than he is tough sometimes. Just with the way he talks sometimes.
I agree.
Like I'm not mad about like I don't care. I'm not gonna be like if you put him in an intercontinental match, I'm gonna be like, oh fucking why is he in an IC match, bro? He's not convincing. Like I don't care. In the ring he does enough talking. He's great and all that. That's just one little thing.
It's one of those things where it's just a matter of time and experience.
100%. It doesn't
give him another year and he'll be so much more believable.
Yeah, it doesn't make me dislike the promos. It's just I can't help but like feel like I'm not fully convinced by what he's saying. But yeah, he showed out in that Fatal 4-Way. He had a great showing. So did Jay. So did Drew. All four people in there just had a really good showing. There wasn't a single low point in that. And then obviously the ending. The ending where
CM Punk's great. I love that he's just fucking with Drew at this point just for the fun of it.
He's just got the biggest grin. He's so proud of himself for completely screwing him over. It's just great. It's such a great way to end it as well because it just wouldn't have made sense for Jay to win clean. So like to have Punk interfere and cost Drew the match was just perfect. It's the best way to end it.
I love that in the back that it was like in the promo afterwards where he says, you see that main event Jay Uso just won a match in the main event.
No way.
Because everyone's just been calling him fucking
mid-card event Jay Uso, yeah.
Because he just hasn't earned the fucking title main event Jey Uso at all.
I mean, he has.
Like, he has, but like
he's just been on the mid-card for a little while.
He's just
Nah, Jay's great. It's just hey, don't let that one bad match from Jay hinder your opinion on Jay, okay?
I don't know. It was the constant losing in singles matches that did it for me.
But all of them had interference. He kept getting fucked over by Jimmy, okay? You gotta remember that.
At some point, he should have just expected it and been ready to counter it.
Yeah, well...
Obviously, that's not how it works, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I think that pretty much sums up everything I want to talk about. Unless you've got anything you want to add to make this even longer?
No.
Nah.
I'm just excited.
Legit. That's pretty much
it. I can't wait for SmackDown.
Can't wait for SmackDown, then the next Raw, then the next SmackDown, then the next Raw, then... What do we got next? We got Backlash, obviously. So, and the draft.
I just want to know what they're doing with Gunther.
Speaking of drafts, if you haven't yet, please make sure to watch our draft video for our Universe mode, where we take turns picking superstars from Raw and SmackDown for us. Sorry, I just had a shameless plug.
It's almost at 600 views. Please.
Yeah, no.
And then watch every episode after that.
Yeah, we got some episodes out. It's cooking. We're almost at Night of Champions. It's gonna be good.
And then following that will be Money in the Bank. So
and then following that,
we haven't
TBD. But yeah,
we probably should decide it soon. But hey,
we'll decide it after Night of Champions. So yeah, get excited. Yeah, yeah. I think that's everything. If you got to this point, in the video, comment, subscribe. Let us know your opinions on WrestleMania.
I can bring up the statistic real quick. Let me see it.
Only
10% of the people subscribed watch our videos. If you're part of the 89.4%,
I think you said it wrong.
Please make that change.
You said it wrong. Only 10% of people that are subscribed watch our videos, isn't it?
That's what I said.
10% of people that watch our videos are subscribed.
Same thing.
We have 20 subscribers. Only 2 people watch our videos. Shit, man.
Yeah, we'll the other way around. I haven't done this before, but I've seen enough of it to like know the general gist of how it goes.
Yeah, unfortunately, only two people watch our videos right now. So, if you're the third
Yeah.
person, the two people are actually me and Tom. So, if you're the third person, that's you. If you're hearing this, you're the third person. So, thank you
You're
for
our
that.
special little champion. Thank you very much.
All right, yeah. Yeah, cool.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. See you in the next one.